You should not move to Fenway if you think it's just about the Red Sox. This neighborhood isn't what most people expect, and for a lot of people, it ends up being the wrong choice. Fenway isn't quiet at all. It's a 24/7 neighborhood full of students, sports fans, and new apartment towers. And if you don't love that constant action, you're not just annoyed, you're spending thousands of dollars every month to live in a place that feels exhausting. I'm Kimberlee Meserve, and I've been helping people buy and sell properties in Greater Boston for the last decade, and I've helped a lot of people decide whether or not Fenway really fits their lifestyle. Most people see the ballpark and the nightlife, and they don't always understand what the day-to-day living here is actually like, and that can be a very expensive mistake. So let's break it down. I'm going to give you the good, the bad, and the surprising realities of life in Fenway, so you can decide if this neighborhood makes sense for you or not. Fenway Kenmore sits right in the heart of Boston's action. It's bounded by Back Bay to the east, the South End across Huntington Ave, Mission Hill to the south, and Brookline to the southwest. Think of it as Boston's entertainment and cultural district. You've got Fenway Park, Symphony Hall, the Museum of Fine Arts, and Boston University all within walking distance. The energy here is immediate and constant. With a population of roughly 30,000 people packed into just over a square mile, this is dense urban living. The neighborhood skews very young thanks to student population from nearby universities, so it often feels like a college town that just happens to have a Major League Baseball stadium. Let's talk money right up front. Average rent in Fenway Kenmore is closer to $3,000 a month. Studios typically start around $2,000 to $2,500, one beds are $2,500 to $3,500, and two beds can be $3,500 to $4,500 depending on the building. Luxury towers push higher, but the key takeaway is that you're paying Back Bay prices for a neighborhood that comes with significantly more noise and chaos. On the sales side of things, the median sale price was just around $1.18 million recently. You can usually find a two-bedroom condo for just under $800,000. The energy factor. Constant action. Living in Fenway means 81 home games a year at your doorstep. That's 81 times your neighborhood transforms with tens of thousands of people. Add concerts at Fenway, events at Berkeley, and symphony schedule, you're looking at major crowds multiple times a week. When it comes to student population, the reality is parts of Boston University, Northeastern, Berkeley College of Music, and the Boston Conservatory are all located nearby, and many students live here. We're not talking about a handful of college kids. We're talking entire buildings of apartments that can be dominated by students, especially around Audubon Circle. What this means day to day? Well, this creates a transient culture. Your neighbors may change every semester. September move-in can be chaos. The bars and restaurants lean young, and if you're 30 plus and looking for community stability, this can feel isolating. Restaurants and lifestyle, the good and challenging. Time Out Market Boston is a huge highlight of this area. 15 plus eateries in a 29,000 square foot food hall showcasing top chefs and creative concepts. Lansdowne Street is wall-to-wall clubs and sports bars. It's great if you're 22. It's overwhelming if you want a quiet Tuesday night. Green space is a surprise. Frederick Law Olmsted designed the Back Bay Fens, which is part of Boston's Emerald Necklace. Plus you've got Fenway Victory Gardens, actual urban farming in the middle of the city. The green space here is more extensive than most people realize. The trade-off here, you're always entertained, but you're never not entertained. There's literally always something happening, even at 2 a.m. on a Wednesday. When it comes to housing and real estate, there's a lot of new development in this area. I'm talking glass towers everywhere. Developers continue to push luxury projects. A proposed 28-story, 400-unit tower at 2 Charles Gate West near Kenmore Square fits into this trend. High-rises with smaller units aimed at students and young professionals. You've also got the Pierce, 401 Park, and other luxury buildings. These offer fitness centers, rooftop decks, and concierge services. But they're also the reason why housing costs have skyrocketed and why the neighborhood feels increasingly like a high-rise district. Then you've got older stock, pre-war character. Throughout Fenway, there are brownstone townhouses, brick walk-ups, and mid-rise apartments from the early 20th century. They offer more character and sometimes more space, but they come with quirks like no elevators, limited parking, and older heating systems. Now let's talk price point, some hard numbers. Studios average $2,300 to $2,800, one beds $2,900 to $3,500, and two beds $3,600 to $4,400. Roughly 90% of residents rent in this neighborhood versus only about 10% own. This is very much a rental neighborhood, not a place where most people put down long-term roots. So who lives here? Lots of young professionals who want to walk to Back Bay, medical residents and students from the Longwood medical area. You've got music and art students, people who prioritize nightlife and dining over space and quiet. But the trade-offs is that it's limited parking. We're talking $200 to $400 a month if you can find it. The units are smaller. $3,000 might only get you about 450 square feet. You've got constant noise, sirens, game day crowds, late night revelry. So if you're weighing Fenway against other Boston neighborhoods, I actually put together a free relocation guide. It covers neighborhoods, towns, lifestyle breakdowns, and cost comparisons so you can figure out which area actually fits you. The link is in the description, or you can scan the QR code on your screen. Because the worst thing you can do is fall in love with an Instagram-worthy photo and then spend thousands each month to be miserable in real life. The transportation in Fenway is excellent but crowded. You've got Green Line stops at Kenmore, Fenway, and Hines, plus nearby commuter rail station at Lansdowne. This is some of the best transit access in the whole city. You can get downtown to Longwood or even to the airport without a car. The reality of rush hour though is that these stations can get some of the most crowded in the whole system. Game days are brutal, and the Green Line is slower and less reliable than the red or orange lines. If you work in Back Bay, downtown, or Longwood Medical, your commute is super short. For Cambridge, it can take 45 plus minutes. Driving anywhere during rush hour or game days is a total nightmare. When it comes to things like groceries and errands, be prepared for premium pricing. You've got Target, Star Market, and Whole Foods all nearby, but prices are higher than suburban stores. Even Ubers surge during events. The upside though is that everything is walkable. Noise here is really the biggest consideration. When it comes to game days or events, there are 81 Red Sox home games plus concerts, which means crowds and noise throughout the area multiple times a week while it's in season. And then you've got everyday noise. Sirens, construction, students, street cleaning. If you need quiet to sleep or work from home, this can be a major issue. Busy also equals visible. The downside here is that the crowds can get rowdy, and package theft in apartment buildings has become a common complaint. So who is Fenway for and who isn't it for? Well, it's perfect for young professionals who want urban energy. Students and medical workers, sports and nightlife lovers, people who value walkability over space. Who is it not ideal for? Families needing quiet or space. Few of the households around here have children, and outdoor kid-friendly space is very limited in this neighborhood. Car owners. Parking is costly and extremely scarce. People seeking long-term community. The high renter turnover means that there's constant change in this neighborhood. Home buyers looking for equity. Because of the limited single-family stock and high condo prices, it can make ownership tough in this neighborhood. The key question for lifestyle alignment comes down to this. Do you want to live inside Boston's entertainment hub, or do you want a quieter neighborhood with access to it? Fenway is the former. If you're thinking about moving to Boston, or you just want to avoid making a really expensive mistake, let's schedule a call. I'll help you figure out which neighborhood actually matches your lifestyle and long-term goals. My contact information is in the descriptions and it's in my bio. Before spending thousands each month to be stressed out about noise, parking, and crowds, that defeats the whole purpose of living in a great city. So let's find the right fit the first time. And if you're curious about how Fenway compares to its neighbor, you need to check out my video about Brookline. It's called What They Don't Tell You About Brookline, Massachusetts, and it breaks down everything that you should know before deciding if it's worth the price tag. You can click here to watch that one next. Thanks for watching, and remember, the best neighborhood is the one that actually fits how you want to live your life, not just how you want your Instagram to look.